was. I actually voted for that Ravens walk-off punt return for a touchdown for a lot of reasons. It was two playoff teams going at it. It was a back-and-forth game. It was consequential. It was also athletic. And for that young man to have his first punt return be a punt return walk-off touchdown in overtime, I thought that was the best play we saw on NFL RedZone. And, hey, thousands of more to come again in September. Here's the way we are stacking the AFC wildcard matchups. These will be the playoff matchups, Browns and Texans head-to-head, if the Miami Dolphins win on Sunday Night Football tonight. It would be a rematch of the Bills and Dolphins if the Dolphins beat the Bills, coming up a little over an hour from now on NBC. Steelers and Chiefs would be locked in at that moment. Excuse me, starting to lose the voice at the end. The Ravens get to sit back and watch everyone else beat each other up on Super Wildcard Weekend. This is what it looks like if the Bills win Sunday Night Football tonight. Buffalo jumps all the way up to the 2 seed. They would take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chiefs and Dolphins, the Tyreek Hill Invitational would take place at Arrowhead, and the Texans and Browns, which is already a fixed matchup in the AFC, with the number 1 seeded Ravens still having the bye week. In the NFC, it's already set. There are no contingencies. These are the playoff matchups. Philadelphia will travel to Tampa Bay and take on the Buccaneers. The Rams and Lions, who swapped franchise quarterbacks a couple years ago, will play each other at Ford Field in the first home Lions playoff game in the history of Ford Field. It should be a special scene in the Motor City whenever that game is played Saturday, Sunday, or Monday night. The Packers will travel to the Cowboys, two of the most storied franchises in football, taking on each other at AT&T Stadium, and the Niners get to sit back for the first week of the playoffs and rest up their starters to get ready for divisional weekend. So those are the matchups. We'll find out which time slot those games will be played in later tonight. We do know there'll be a doubleheader on NBC and Peacock on Saturday, 4:30 kickoff Eastern time, 8:15 Eastern kickoff time on Saturday. Find out which teams will be playing on that one tonight at the end of Sunday Night Football. Sunday, it's a triple header on Super Wildcard Weekend. Fox and CBS will handle the first 2 games. NBC will bring the nightcap to you at 8:15 Eastern. And then our friends at ABC and ESPN will bring you a special edition Super Wildcard Monday Night Football to close out the opening weekend of the playoffs at 8:15 Eastern. Again, those matchups will be announced tonight once we get the final of the Bills and the Dolphins. And oh, by the way, our folks here in the studio and in the control room just run the calculations. The draft order is set. These are the top 10 picks. We already knew Chicago would have the number 1 pick. Their record 7-10 is highlighted because it's actually the Carolina Panthers pick that the Bears possess by virtue of the trade-off of the number 1 pick to Carolina last year. So the Bears have the first pick. The Commanders and Patriots locked up the 2nd and 3rd picks today with their losses. The next 2 in the top 5, the Cardinals and the Chargers. And you see both New York teams will have top 10 picks. The draft, we'll start talking draft immediately after the Super Bowl. There is always hope for teams that did not make the playoffs to jump into the postseason this next year. What do we see in touchdowns today? 55, pretty good number, 55 including 1 on defense and special teams. And the total touchdowns on NFL RedZone for the 2023 regular season, 963 touchdowns you saw if you watched us from beginning to end. And don't forget, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Check out the latest NFL markets, and you can check out the RedZone Total TD market on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Take a deep breath and try not to choke up, Hanson, as we have reached the end of the road. As we always like to say, to quote the good Dr. Seuss, don't cry that it's over. Smile because it happened. We've had a wonderful season showing you the best of the NFL. We hope we have served you well. A lot of thank yous to get to, starting with our executives here in Los Angeles. Charlie Yook, David Jarenka, thank you. Hans Schroeder in New York, thank you. And the big bosses in New York, Brian Rolap and the Commissioner Roger Goodell, both huge advocates of NFL RedZone. Thank you for letting us do what we do. We hope we represent this amazing league and the amazing competition that is pro football to the best of our abilities. And ladies and gentlemen, I always say at this point, for all the hardworking women and men, well, this is week 18, the last week of the regular season, the last show of NFL Red Zone until September. So before we show you every touchdown from every game in the touchdown montage, we leave you with a look at all of the hard-working women and men that make this happen. Here is our team photo. We took it about 30 minutes before kickoff here this afternoon on our campus at NFL Media here in Inglewood, California. Alan Flowers is the man on my elbow right there, our coordinating producer, doing a great job. Dustin Stern, Brian Nettles, you've got McEnroe Francis, Emily Van Sickle, we love you, doing all the right things there. Mark and audio, Justin and Esther and Greg and Tim and Brian and Sid and Marcus and everybody. I wish I could name everybody there. McCormick with a big smile in the middle. I love this crew, and they love you, ladies and gentlemen. They sacrifice every Sunday being away from family, friends, and loved ones to show you every touchdown from every game. So here they are, their names and faces. Enjoy this, and we'll get to the total touchdowns in just a second. Those are the men and women that make it happen. They love football. You love football. We are thankful that you love NFL Red Zone so very much. More than 200 games we've shown you since week 1 in September. Over 950 total touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the road for this season. But on to the playoffs. We leave you as we always do with one more look at every touchdown from every game presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Good night. God bless, and we will see you in September. Play from scrimmage. They're pulling on all the stops. Renner pulls it. He's going to run. Now looking to pass to the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Johnny Smith. Victor Montgomery. Right up to the playoff. Easy touchdown for the Lions. Looking into the nickel, here comes the blitz outside for Spears. On first and goal, Mixon gets the toss, Mixon glides into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Career rushing touchdown number 49 for Joe Mixon. Towards the end zone. Touchdown! A.T. Perry. What a throw by Derek Carr. And the Saints answer. 2nd and 6. Ritter. Robinson, he's got it. And room to run. guy's the receiver here. Here's a toss. Here's Gibbs. Here's the corner and a touchdown.
Browning looking to throw. Mixon's got it. Mixon breaks a tackle. He's in the end zone. A little stroll in the park for Joe Mixon. It's his second score of the day.
Lawrence to the air. Robinson the block. Moving out. Going to the score.